Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Barakatam to you hopefully elect. And this is just going to be a Lamback off of last night's sit down. The brothers going into the new covenant. You see, because I'm going to read this real quick in Hebrews 10:1. It says, "For the law having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never with those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the comers thereunto perfect." Because the first covenant, like I said here, it said it was a shadow of good things to come. Because you see, the first covenant, believe it or not, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai set it up intentionally that we won't be able to keep it perfectly. All right, that's why the scriptures talk about how it, finding fault with the first covenant. You see, because when you jump on down, Yahweh Shai, this new covenant that we're not currently in, but soon to be, Lord's will, we'll be in the new covenant very soon. It was made perfect through Yahweh Shai and through his sacrifice. All right, I'm gonna jump on down to verse 9. It says, "Then said he, Lo, I come to do thy will, O power. He taketh away the first, so that he may establish the second." You see, because again, finding fault with the first covenant, and like I said, it was never set up to be permanent, a permanent solution, so to say. The first covenant, it was temporal. You see, and you see again with Yahweh Shai's sacrifice and his the shedding of his blood, because that's one thing the Lord, he requires blood, all right, to atone for sin. You see, and when you go into Cain and Abel, you see, this is why Cain's sacrifice was rejected, but Abel, he presented the right sacrifice, because again, the Lord, at the end of the day, he requires blood. And you see, when it came down to Jake, man, they took advantage of the system, and it got to a point where, because you see, the whole thing with the law, well, with the new covenant, right? I'm gonna jump down to verse 16. It says, "This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them." So you see, because the thing about it is, and this is why, again, the old covenant had to be done away with, because when we transgress the laws, we're supposed to have that contrite spirit. And you see, Jake, they didn't have that contrite spirit. It's kind of like, sometimes in the movies, they'll show the different scenes of people before they're about to, commit some wicked act. They'll go to the Catholic Church and ask for mercy, right? And then after they commit the wicked act, they go back to the concession, Father, I have sinned, and all that nonsense, right? This is kind of what Jik was doing back in the ancient world. They already had it in their mind that they were going to go off, and with that being said, they already had, the sacrifice offering, the sacrificial animal set aside, and that's off, you see, because I'm going to get this real quick in Proverbs 12, Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." And you see, again, Jake just being all out wicked. Like I said, they already had it in their mind they were going to commit adultery or, commit whatever a transgression, and they already had the sacrificial animal set aside. You see, and that's not what it's about. You see, because when we transgress, we're supposed to have that contrite spirit, and this is why, eventually, man, because again, Jake, they were abusing the system, and this is why ultimately, man, the Lord said he, the Matter of fact, before I get that, I'm going to get this in Isaiah 66, starting at verse 2 says, For all those things have mine hand made, and all those things have been Salakia. For all those things have mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. So you see, and that's what it's about. That's what the Lord is looking for. He's looking for that contrite heart, that contrite spirit. Because again, when you transgress the laws, you're supposed to have when you go into that contrite. Matter of fact, in Psalm chapter 34, verse 18, it says, The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. So you see, when you go into that definition of contrite, it goes to broken, broken into pieces, because we're supposed to feel sorrowful for, breaking the laws. We're supposed to have that contrite spirit, that sorrowful spirit. You see, like with King David, when King David, when he sinned, when he committed the act of adultery with Bathsheba, all right, and he was confronted about it. Right away, he repented. Right away, he asked, he had that contrite spirit right away, and that's what the Lord is looking for. That's what it's about. Let me get that in Psalm 57. Psalm 57, verse 17. It says, The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. So you see, all right, if you're sincere, because that's what it boils down to, sincerity. The Lord is looking at those who are putting forth their putting their best foot forward. Because like I said, the Lord knows we're not going to be perfect. All right, He knows this. Again, He set it up that way on purpose so that we wouldn't be perfect. Because if we had it, then there would be no need for Yahushua. You see, and that's the whole point. Again, Yahushua doing away with the old covenant. All right. You see, and it's through Him. All right. And through Him, you see, this is why we depend on Yahushua. We need Yahushua. We need salvation. We need deliverance, and all that's going to come through Yahushua. You see, this is why the Lord set it up this way, that we would never be perfect on this side, in this flesh. All right. And as brothers were going into last night, finding fault with that first covenant. You see, so yeah, man, this is what the Lord is looking for. Because again, He knows that we're not going to keep it perfect, but He's looking for those that are sincerely trying. He's looking for those with a sincere heart and putting forth a sincere effort. And that's what it's about. You see, but again, Jake today and Jake back in the ancient world, they just like I said, man, they already had it set in their mind they were going to go off, and they already had their sacrificial animal set aside. And this is why eventually the Lord said, man, he got tired of the sacrifices, and he just got tired of it because Jake was abusing the system. You see, so going back to Isaiah 66 and verse 2 again, it says, For all those things have mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. And you see, again, a sincere effort, going forth a sincere effort, man. Because we're not going to get it right, and the Lord knows this, and He set it up this way on purpose. But who's going to, put forth the sincere effort? But to the wicked jakes that were, already had it in mind that they were going to go off, and abusing the system. Reading on in verse 3 says, He that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man. He that sacrificeth a lamb as if he cut off a dog's neck. he that offereth an oblation as if he offered swine's blood. And you see, again, Jake performing these practices, you know, instead of these sacrifices, being an atonement for their transgressions, you know, it was quite the opposite, you know, because again, you know, Jacob was offering these sacrifices, and like I said, it said, "He that killeth an ox is as if he slew a man." So again, instead of these sacrifices being an atonement, it was quite the opposite. You were, if anything, it was more. It was like you were adding on to your sin, so to say. You see, it said, "He that sacrificeth the lamb as if he cut off a dog's neck. He that offereth an oblation as if he offered swine's blood. He that burneth incense as if he blessed an idol." So you see, again, all these sacrifices Jake was offering up, instead of it being an atonement and actually taking away their sin, they were adding on to their transgression, you know. It say, "Yea, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delighteth in their abomination." So you see, Jake was abusing the system, and this is why, like I said, and I'm gonna get it. The Lord, he was just like, man, you know, there has to be a new system, because again, Jake was just abusing the system like crazy, and this is why in Amos chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. So eventually, the Lord just, you know, he stopped accepting these wicked sacrifices that Jake was trying to offer up, because again, ultimately it's about your heart, man. You know, where's your mind at, man? Your spirit. You see, and Jake's heart was in all the wrong places when they were offering up these sacrifices. You see, so that's why, going back to Hebrews 10, you see, this new covenant is about the laws being in us. All right. And when you go into this when you go into the new covenant, which, you know, the brothers were going into it last night. You know, hey, you know, it is gonna come naturally. You know, like the brother said, like it's gonna come like breathing. You know, it's just gonna be natural. You know, we're not gonna be in the kingdom once we're fully established in the new covenant. We're not gonna have to question. We're not gonna look at another brother's wife and, you know, have thoughts about committing adultery. That's not even going to be a thing when we're fully established in the new kingdom, because the laws are going to be automatically in us. It's just going to come natural, like breathing. You see, but Hebrews 10:16, it says, "This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them." So you see, because again, you know, back in the ancient world, man, you know, Jake, they didn't have the sincerity. You know, when Jake went off, you know, it was like premeditated murder, so to say. You know, it was premeditated. Jake, they already had it in their mind they were going to go off. You know, they didn't have that contrite spirit. They, you know, that sorrowful spirit, because again, when you transgress the laws, you're supposed to have that contrite spirit. You're supposed to feel sorry. We're supposed to feel sorry. You know, because we want to do right by the Lord, man. You know, we you know, we want to do the right thing, but we're in this flesh, you know. And like I said, the Lord knows we're not going to get it right. He set it up that way, and this is what separates the elect from the wicked 2/3. Because the elect, they want to do right by the Lord. They want to please the Lord, you know. But you know, we know we can't. But it's about where our heart is at, and it's about putting our best foot forward in sincerity. All right. But you see, with this new covenant, again, the laws are going to be automatically in us. And then, you know, we're just going to know, We're not gonna have to second guess or question anything. We're just gonna know it, and from there, we're gonna teach the nations. So just real quick, like I said, just a Lamback off the last night's lesson going into the new covenant. And hopefully this is edifying. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Brakathum to your hopefully elect. Lord's willing, till next time. Shalom.